Oh, hey Reese, what's going on today? Hi, how you going? My name is, of course, Reese T. O'Leary of perpelFLAME and Company. That's right, perpelFLAME. Welcome to Tell Me About It Tuesday, where I am going to dive into different topics each week. I'm going to tell you about it. So if you have any topics that you would like me to discuss in the future, let me know. Drop a comment below. Maybe I've got it coming up. Who knows? But we're going to keep these videos quite short and brief, and I encourage you to go and do your own research. Please go and do your own research, because all I'm going to tell you is the things that I've picked up on over the years. It's not comprehensive. It's not going to be the be all and end all. And in fact, I might even be wrong. So it's up to you to go and discover what is true. And of course, let's get into it. So today's topic is a really, of course, how could I not start it on this topic? Spirits. Spiritus Maximus, as I like to call them. Now, this term gets chucked around, quite often, not just in the New Age spiritual community, but these days it seems to get chucked around relentlessly. Now, the word spirits, ironically, relates in today's society both to what people know as ghosts or non-physical entities, but also refers to alcohol, which is interesting because if you look at the root of the word, if you look at the history of the word spirits, it actually derives from the meaning of breath or breathe. So I can see why that relates to alcohol, can you? But also in terms of the breath of life, right? Or the breath of something. So spirits these days gets colloquially kind of brandished over the top of all sorts of beings. You can have the spirit of a tree, you can have the spirit of an animal, you can have the spirit of a person, you can have the spirit of this, the spirit of that. It seems as though in 2024 everything has a spirit according to everyone, right? And I don't actually think that's the case. Now, as energetic beings ourselves that have our own spirit within, right, which we're all aware of, we can all sense, we can all tune into, we all have this magnetic connection with each other that enables our spirits within, or our soul, right, to be able to connect, to be able to recognize each other, to be able to sense from one another. We actually all have an electromagnetic field around us, and I believe that relates to our spirit and the breath of life. Now, in terms of using the word spirits, I think it does get overused and it does get bastardized when it comes to the usage of it, because it really does only refer to, in my opinion, right, anything that is living, right? Or when I say living, I shouldn't, that was a really poor way to put it. Anything that has a conscious ability to communicate, right? And this communication can come through many different forms. As I mentioned earlier, I do believe in the spirit of a plant, or the spirit of a tree, or the spirit of an animal, even though these things can't directly communicate using language as we do person to person, people to people. These things can still communicate with us and therefore carry their own spirit. You will often hear me, talking about grandmother water spirit, because I also believe that in primordial spirits and primordial beings. If you don't know what that word means, go and look it up. So the spirit of different aspects of nature, right? So I do believe in these as spirits because I do believe they carry their own energy, and I do believe they have the ability to communicate with us, right? And bring us messages in many different ways, shapes, or forms. Yes? There are many different forms of spirits out there that people refer to when they do talk about spirits. So I want to list off a couple. You've got people who refer to gods, goddesses as spirits, demons, angels as spirits. What else? Then you've got your casual, colloquial, ghosts and ghouls, and what else? There's fairies. There's what else is there? I'm thinking of poltergeists, of course, spirits. There are so many different not meanings, but when someone uses the word spirit, you really need to pay attention to the context in which they're using the word these days, because they could be talking about a number of things, yeah? So, in my opinion, as I said earlier, the word spirit solely refers to something that has the conscious ability to communicate with us. And if you don't think plants are conscious, go and look it up. There are studies that have been conducted in regards to the consciousness of plants and how they communicate with each other, let alone how they communicate with the environment around them, yeah? Therefore giving us all the ability to communicate with them also. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but you can actually make plants grow quicker if you play them music. Certain types of music can actually induce growth in plants. Now, that is a level of communication, right? That's a level of communication. So, how can we deny the existence of spirit of plants, right? As an example. So, there are spirits all around us, and when I say spirits, yes, I'm talking about ghosts and ghouls and poltergeists and all these wonderful things that we do have the ability to tune into and tap into as well. And we all do. We all do. You know, most people here that are watching this, I don't know if you've seen me before, I don't know if you know who I am or what I do, but I have the ability to communicate with energies which are no longer in physical format, right? So that could be referred to as mediumship, but it is much more than mediumship in my opinion, because I'm not just communicating with, this energy that once was, of a being that once was in physical format. I can communicate with animals, I can communicate with plants and trees, and through my experiences with the spirits, it's assisted me in being able to provide what I refer to as intuitive mediumship readings, where I communicate with different energies and I receive information through all my clear senses. I then communicate that message across to whoever I'm, dealing with or working with at that moment in time. So for me, spirits or spirit is a big part of my life, yeah? The breath of life is a big part of my life. Breathing is a huge part of everyone's life, or at least I hope it is. And if it's not, what's going on here? But I just think that I wanted to bring up spirit with you all, because I want you to all go and assess and look at in your own life, what does spirit really mean to you? Yeah, maybe you're religious and maybe the Holy Spirit has a deeper meaning to you. Maybe spirit means something else in your culture or your country. Maybe you don't use the word spirit, or it doesn't have any description or context or meaning to you. That's okay too. But I'm curious to know about your references to spirit, and I'm curious to know, what does spirit mean to you? Because I know personally, my life wouldn't be where it is without spirit, yeah? And although I can't see them, I can definitely feel them. All the different ranges and spectrums of energies that exist within this physical existence of Earth. I believe I can also tune into other frequencies, yes, which are then another layer of spirits, so to speak. So, as I was saying earlier, the word spirit really is quite broad these days when it comes to what it actually includes and why we use it and how it can actually be involved in our lives. And as I mentioned, did you see that one? That was a quick one. As I said earlier, it is up to each and every single one of us to go and have a look at what that means in our world, yeah? I mean, next time someone sees a butterfly fly past them and they go, oh, that's Grandma Jenny, or that's, Grandpa Luce, Grandpa whoever. I don't know why I was going to say what I was going to say. That's Grandpa whoever, yeah? Think about what spirit or spirits really means to you. Maybe it just means alcohol to you. Maybe you're talking about vodka or whiskey, or I'm not sure, but I'm curious to know. So interact with this video. Comment down below. Let me know what spirit or spirits mean to you. Because for me, I know that spirit is essentially my entire life. I've worked for many years now building my relationship with spirit and with the spirits, understanding what each of those different beings or forms of being feel like to me. Yeah. And it's been a very interesting process. It's been a very interesting process, and I'm sure it will continue to be more and more interesting as the days in my life go on. Yeah. So that's all I've got for you today. Just something to probe your brain and make you think. All right. I want you to have a think about that, and I want you to try and digest some of what I was saying, and broaden your mind to the concept of spirits and what that actually means, and also pay attention to the context in which you use it and the context in which other people use it. Yes? Remember, the etymology of the word is breath or breathe. Yeah? Alrighty, Roo. That's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao for now. Catch us on the flip side.